Transcultural Nursing Within the Orthodox Jewish Community by Shannon, Rondeshya Jones, Heather Morgan, and Timothy Wilson. When working with the Orthodox Jewish community, nurses should understand the following: religio-cultural beliefs that affect how Orthodox Jews approach healthcare and health technology, the unique needs of this community across the lifespan, including birth, childhood, young and middle adulthood, aging, and death, and the role of the community in personal healthcare decisions. Orthodox Judaism, health beliefs. Orthodox Jews derive their health beliefs from the Torah, the Jewish scriptures, while Reform or conservative Jews use Torah as a guide for their daily lives. Orthodox Jews attempt to live in complete adherence with the laws of the Torah. Jews believe that ultimately the body is God's, not the individual's. Therefore, it is imperative to seek medical treatment when illness occurs. Patients may choose their own course of treatment as long as it is compatible with Jewish law and medically sound. In order to most closely adhere to Jewish law and scripture, Orthodox Jews will most likely desire their rabbi's advice regarding medical treatment, and the healthcare team should be prepared to include his input in care planning. The Jewish principle of pikuach nefesh obliges Jews to violate Jewish law in order to preserve life. Life, or chai, is highly reverenced, and thus the popular toast, "I claim to life." Therefore, although Orthodox Jews do not drive or operate machinery on the Sabbath, it would be expected that a Jew would drive a seriously ill child to the emergency room or use a blood glucose monitor to determine insulin dosing on the Sabbath. Because of this, many rabbis encourage frequent blood donation, and most encourage organ donation when the benefit to the recipient is greater than the risk to the donor. Donations of the organs of the deceased is generally endorsed because its aim is to preserve life or restore physical function. The community also has an obligation to the sick. Bikir Holim is the community's duty to visit with and actively engage with the sick. Women have a strict dress code according to Jewish law. They are expected to be covered from the neckline to the knee. They do not wear pants and keep their hair covered, leaving only the face and hands exposed. This stems from Deuteronomy 22-5, which states that in biblical times women did not wear pants. Thus, Orthodox Jewish women keep this principle. Their role is considered to cook kosher meals for the family, clean the household, raise children with love, and they are considered the backbone of the family. Their values are modesty, family purity, and to adhere to the Torah and not to things of this world. Women have the belief in waiting for marriage as well as men. Marriage is to be prior to having sex or children. Sex is considered the right of the woman and not of the man. The man is responsible for giving sex to the woman as she desires it. Sex during menstruation is forbidden. Believe that women should adhere to the Torah principles of being fruitful and multiply. Women are expected to have as many children as they can. Birth control is only permitted when pregnancy may cause harm to the mother or the pregnancy would be considered unhealthy. Life is viewed as potential during pregnancy and actual post-childbirth. Thus, having an abortion would not necessarily be considered murder. Abortions are deemed acceptable if the outcome of birth would be more negative than the abortion itself. For example, if a birth would cause harm to a mother, it would be acceptable to have an abortion. Families. Families are close-knit. The man is considered the head of the household, while the woman is considered the backbone. Religion is the center of the family. All members are expected to follow Orthodox Jew law. Most time is spent with the family or within the Orthodox Jewish community instead of with outsiders in the world. Children 0 to 17 years of age. Circumcision. Orthodox Jews may choose to have their male children circumcised on the 8th day of their life. Traditionally, the circumcision is performed by a mohel, who has been educated in the procedure. After the foreskin is removed, the mohel will traditionally place his mouth directly on the new circumcised penis to suck the blood away from the wound, called direct orogenital suction. Now it is recommended that this be performed with a sterile glass tube to reduce the transmission of pathogens such as herpes. Nurses should be prepared to discuss circumcision with Orthodox Jewish families that have a male infant. They should be prepared to discuss the risks and benefits of this type of procedure and recommend that it be performed under sterile conditions. Vitamin D deficiency. Orthodox Jewish communities pride themselves on conservative behavior, scholarly education, and practices. This may lead to vitamin D deficiency in children. Nurses should be prepared to discuss with Orthodox Jewish families on the importance of outside play for their children. Remember, play is the child's work. Outside play should be 30 to 60 minutes every day. Sunscreen should be worn on all exposed areas of the skin to prevent sunburn. Vitamin D is necessary for bone health, strength, and improved mood. Staying active will lead to overall health and healthier weights in developing children. It will also lead to lifelong healthy living practices. Oral health. A study conducted by Scambler, Class, Wright, and Gallagher concluded that some Orthodox Jewish communities may not understand the importance or mechanisms behind oral hygiene and health. The nurse working with the Orthodox Jewish family should be aware on how to perform an assessment of the child's oral health. When surveyed, many mothers did not think it was important to take care of the child's first set of teeth because they were not permanent. Many Orthodox Jewish families understood the importance of brushing teeth twice a day, but did not know the importance of fluoride or dental checkups. The Sabbath, a holy day for Orthodox Jews, is observed beginning Friday evening through Saturday. No work or business-like activity will be conducted during this time, and dental checkups may not be practical to schedule during this time. Remember, sweet treats are commonplace in many ceremonies within the Orthodox Jewish community. Further education on brushing and flossing after consumption of sweet treats may be needed. Sweet treats may also be given to children as a reward for good behavior. This practice may need further discussion with the family to find alternate rewards or solutions. Kosher diet. What is kosher? Kosher diet consists of meats that have been slaughtered in accordance with a specific ritual called shechita, Shechitah. The person who performs that slaughter is known as shochet. The animal is slaughtered with a sharp knife across the neck. The method quickly drains the animal of blood, as Orthodox Jews may not consume the blood of any animal, and it is humane. Animals that are consumed must have both qualities of cloven hooves and chew cud. Fish may be consumed if they have both scales and fins. This excludes shellfish, catfish, shark, shrimp, lobster, etc. Bereaved are foods that are things like fruits, vegetables, grains, and eggs. There are rules regarding preparation and consumption of foods, such as no milk and meat products may be consumed together or in close proximity. A minimum of 3 hours must pass between these types of foods. Nurses providing dietary advice for young children must be aware of the kosher rules in order for it to be practical for the Orthodox Jewish family to implement the advice. Also, the Orthodox Jewish family should be educated on food allergies as they occur. For example, it is possible for a child to develop a shrimp allergy without having been exposed to this type of food. Parents of the children with allergies would need to monitor food labels for potential allergens during processing, packaging, and preparation. Lastly, on kosher diet, sweet treats are very common in the community and in ceremonies. Parents of young children may need to be counseled on using sweet treats as a reward for good behavior. This could form negative dietary habits as the child grows and lead to problems with obesity later in life. Teenagers. The teenage years in any culture can be a tumultuous time. Key points on Orthodox Jewish behavior in relation to this age range. Sexuality and conception is for marriage only. Nurses may find that they have teenagers who are undereducated regarding sexual practices and may need to answer questions regarding sexual matters. Male and female teenagers should be educated on how to protect themselves from STDs and pregnancy. Again, they may not be getting this education from their families. Masturbation is forbidden in the Orthodox Jewish culture. It is referred to as destruction of seed. Nurses may encounter male teenagers who are embarrassed or feel impure because of their urges. Sensitivity should be given to their culture, but the teenagers should be made aware that these urges are normal and natural. Menstrual blood flow is considered impure in the Orthodox Jewish culture. Women are expected to take a ritual purity bath known as mikveh once menstruation has concluded in order to be pure again. Nurses should be aware of these practices and understand how to provide sensitivity towards the Orthodox Jewish culture, while again making sure that the female teenager knows that menstruation is normal, expected, and a part of growing up. Culturally sensitive nursing care for adults. Relationships, marriage, and work habits. Relationships in the Jewish culture are complicated bonds because they are heavily scrutinized. To enter a relationship with another, one must consider aspects such as the other's family and a potential partner's educational preparation. Acts of personal affection are not believed in because these actions are believed to cloud one's judgment about another. The Jewish culture believes that real love is based on one's intelligence, feelings, and religious life. Culturally sensitive care for adults ages 65 and older. Expectation of community involvement and end-of-life care. Jewish culture teaches that elders should remain as active as possible within their communities, including participation in religious services and in the religious life of the home. This also includes serving the community as much as able. End-of-life decisions are a source of controversy in the Jewish culture because not every Jew agrees with how these decisions are to be made. However, these decisions are based on the core principles of the Jewish faith. A major principle concerning end-of-life decisions is based on the Jewish adherence to living a healthy lifestyle in order to preserve life. Thus, the principle of preserving life becomes complicated because of the life-saving measures we have today. In these times, Jewish culture refers to its laws for guidance. These principles concerning these laws involves a person that cannot be saved, a person that could be saved, and interventions that could or could not aid the person. These various principles are a source of controversy because not every Jew interprets them in the same fashion. An end-of-life discussion that most rabbis believe in is a DNR order. The most debated discussion about end-of-life decisions concern artificial nutrition and hydration because Jews are not permitted to voluntarily stop eating. The controversy centers on whether or not artificial nutrition should be even considered a food because it is not chewed or swallowed. Culturally sensitive nursing care for communities. Neighborhoods, dress, male-female interaction, and education. Orthodox Jews live in communities with other Orthodox Jews. Modesty is highly valued. Orthodox women usually wear long sleeves to cover their arms as well as dresses or skirts that completely cover their legs. Married women also keep their hair covered with a hat, covering, or even a wig. Because there are several subgroups of Orthodox Jews, males' dress may vary, but will always include at least a small skull cap, known as a kippah. Physical contact with the opposite sex for adolescents and adults is generally restricted to that between husband and wife. There is no dating or unchaperoned contact before marriage, and no physical contact until the wedding. Because of purity laws, a man would not touch any woman other than his wife because she might be menstruating and therefore ritually unclean. Similarly, boys and girls are educated in boys only and girls only classes. In the most conservative Orthodox Jewish groups, young men are expected to pursue life as religious scholars or rabbis, while women are expected to raise children in the home. In more modern Orthodox Jewish communities, desirable professions include business, medicine, and law. Culturally sensitive care for the Orthodox Jewish community summary. Ensure modesty and prevent exposure of the patient's body. Be prepared to collaborate with nutritional services and family members in order to meet dietary needs. Expect the rabbi involvement in care decisions. Provide time and privacy for prayer or other rituals. Be mindful of the Sabbath and holy days when planning care. References.